In this lesson, I would like to give you guys my personal practice regimen on how I go about playing multiple keys and getting familiar with unfamiliar keys using 1 to 2 progressions, at least one of the 2 foundational progressions, right? So we'll be in the key of C and the key of F, and we're going to use this progression to help us establish familiarity in the keys, right? So before playing the progression, whatever key I'm in, I want to get my fingers familiar with all of the diatonic chords in that key. So we're in the key of C. I'm playing all of the diatonic chords, the 1, the 7, the 6, G major, F major, in both hands. And I like to play every inversion. So I'm doing those same diatonic chords in first inversion. And I suggest that you do the same. F major, E minor, D minor, back to C, second inversion. Go back down. So once I get familiar with the key, I'm obviously playing these in triads. I can do the same thing for 7th chords, triadic 7 chords, and 9th chords as well. And we'll eventually do that, but I just want to establish, everything going forward. So before playing one of the foundational progressions, I see that I have 2 non-diatonic chords. And we've just practiced all of our diatonic chords, so we want to make sure that we practice the non-diatonic chords. We have the 3 towards the end of the progression being major instead of minor, right? Normally in a major key, the 3 is minor, like we went over, it's major. So I want to make sure that I practice those chords and their inversion. We also are changing the 6th chord, which is normally minor. I'm changing it to major. So I want to play this non-diatonic chord in all of its inversions to get familiar with that before playing the progression. Okay, so I like to do all of that without the metronome. The metronome is not necessary in that point. But at this point, when we're going to play the progression to this, as you can see, we have the chords at the top in orange and how long we are going to be holding those chords at the bottom, the beats. Last thing I'll say before playing the progression, we are cycling through the inversions. So once you get to the end of the progression, you just start it over, but you are starting on a different inversion of the 2 chord, right? And you'll see as we go along. 1, 2, ready, both hands. 1, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 major, 6, 6 major. And then we go to the next inversion. It goes right into it. Good voice leading. The 4, 7, 3, 6. Make the 6 major, last inversion, right? 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3, 6. I normally like to do the same thing, but instead of playing it in both hands, I keep the chords and their inversions in the right hand and play either one bass note or the bass in the 5th, or the octave, right? Depending on how I feel, depending on what I think I need, depends on what you want. So the same thing. Ready? Go. 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3, 6. Same thing, right? 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3. I might want to bring it down an octave. 2, 5. That's pretty much it for one key. Just as a recap, I pick a key, I practice the diatonic chords in every inversion, up and down in both hands. Then I make sure I check, depending on the progression, I check the non-diatonic chords and practice those chords in every inversion. Then I play the progression, specifically one of the two foundational progressions, um, in both hands. And then the second time around, I play the chords in the right hand and then the bass note in the left hand, and I call it a day. I normally try to do two keys in one session. So, like I said, we'll be in the key of F now. Here's my 1 in the key of F, the 2, B minor, the 3, the 4, the 5 chord, 6, going back, getting my fingers familiar with what I'm about to do in this key. Same thing, but in first inversion. Ooh. The 4. Now we're in second inversion. You can change the octave if you want. That's how I go. Next step is to identify where I'm supposed to play these non-diatonic chords. So over the 3, I'm going to not play A minor. I'm going to play A major. And the cool thing about the two keys that we've been practicing, I've already practiced an A major chord. So it's not too unfamiliar. I'm just displacing it or putting it in a different key at a different degree. The next non-diatonic chord is turning the 6th chord into a major chord, right? D major. So I'm going to practice D major in all of its inversions to get ready for this specific progression. And then I just go ahead and start the progression now that I'm familiar with everything that I need to know to play the progression. 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3, that major 3, turn that 6 to major, next inversion. Change the octave, getting too high, right? Okay. Sometimes I end, when I know I'm done, sometimes I end on a minor. But, sometimes I just mistakenly play the major. Doesn't matter. Next round is again only playing those chords in the right hand and then playing either a fifth of those chords in the left hand, just one single note, or an octave, depending on what you want to do. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. Getting too high, bring it down. So that is kind of what I do in one session, or at least the first half of it, because technically I have two progressions to practice, but we won't do that in this video. I just wanted to establish what I'm going to be showing you guys, because I'll go through this with you. In this same one progression, I'll end up playing it in all 12 keys. So you can expect maybe 5 more videos like this, just with this progression, and playing it in all 12 keys. With just the triads, I can do the same thing, obviously, with 7 chords. With triadic 7 chords, where I just have a triad in the right hand and the bass note, but this entire chord is making up the 7th chord, but I'm just displacing it. You get the point. So I again think that this helps you establish a healthy, familiar sense of all 12 keys so that you cannot say that you don't play in all 12 keys. And I call this progression a foundational progression because it allows us to see and utilize the circle of fifths in a musical way, the 2 most of the time always goes to the 5. The 5 always loves to go to the 1. The 1 likes to go to the 4. The 7 likes to go to the 3. The 3 likes to go to the 6. So it's a lot of music, whether jazz, whether gospel, pop, it uses this pathway, this route so often, so often. So establishing this in a key can get you to play any song. And the fact that you would be playing these chords in all of their inversions, you should be good. You should be good. So if you guys have any questions, if you want me to slow down, if you want me to show more things, then just let me know in the comments. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. Subscribe if you want to find out more. If you want to see this second progression, then tune in. And I hope you guys have a good day.